Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, 252 Rebuilds. We're back on the step project today. We're going to try to get the rails finished up, get that taken care of, headed to Lowe's for a second to get a couple of 2x4s and a couple other little things that we got to have. The goal for the day, go ahead and get that finished up and take care of that. So this hopefully will be the last video that goes along with that series, which it was a short one. Didn't record a whole lot of in-depth stuff. Learned a lot though. On the next one that I do, when I do my deck, we are going to record some of it. We are going to take it and be a little more specific about it. So there'll be a little more detail in that one. This was a learning experience. Everything went pretty good. We got to go get some wood, so I'm headed there now. Once we get that done, I'll get back to you and I'll show you what we got at the house that we got to get done. All right, I'll talk to you shortly. All right, we're back from the store. Just leaving Lowe's now. I'm going to give you a cost breakdown at the end of this video so you'll know exactly what I spent on doing it myself versus what people wanted to actually charge me. If you can do this stuff, if you got a little bit of ability and you can, kind of figure things out on your own, you can do this and save yourself some money. I'll give you a total on it when we get back and get it done, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, but now we're going to head back to the house. We're going to get started. I'll see y'all shortly. All right, we're back, guys. Let me turn the camera around and show you what we did, which is rail 1, rail 2. The angles are correct. I've already cut the 2 posts up here, so they're done. Landing point is going to be right here on both sides. They are the same height. It's 36 inches. Now what I'm going to do with the big post here, so like I said, I got some lights that I want to put on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get these mounted first. That'll tell me how much room I got to play with. I'm going to go buy the lights. And then wherever the lights are, I'm going to try to cut it off where it's about 1 inch or so above, maybe 2 inches above it. So the light sits right down on top of it. It's a solar light, so we'll always have light out here on this side. Guys, this thing's coming along pretty good. I don't have to worry about rigging anything up to hold the board up there. Just got to make sure I got my spacing right. But down here, I'm going to actually take another piece of 2x4 that I've already cut, and I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to squeeze it together. That way it'll hold this exactly where I need it, so I can drill my holes and run my screws, because I always pre-drill everything. Keeps you from splitting wood. But look, hey, this thing's coming together, man. Hopefully it won't be long. All right, I'm going to put the phone down for a minute and get some work done. All right, let me show you something real quick. This is how I'm going to make sure that they're level. All right, this is just a piece of wood that's cut to the right angle, so it'll fit up here. Took a piece here, clamped it down. I used this as my guide to make sure that I'm right on my mark. See that mark is? Now when I set that pole up there, that board, it'll go from here to here. That thing should line right in the mark, and I'll check it before I screw anything down. But good cheapskate right here. Good way to do something by yourself when there's nobody here to help you. I think this thing's gonna turn out good, but we'll see. All right, guys, we'll be back shortly. All right, so there's what we got. That should work perfect. Gaps are good. She's level. It's 36 inches every spot that I measured, so we should be good to go from the step up. And what I did was I went from the step platform here and here, and then 36 inches from every one is right. All right, let's get ready to do this. Be back. All right, as you can see what I've done, put a piece of block on both sides of the clamp so it'll actually hold it perfectly centered, so I don't have to worry about while I'm drilling my holes that thing flying around. All right, let's get to work. Mount this one and move on to the next one. All right, be back. All right, number 1 rail is mounted. Got screws, 3 screws at the top, 2 at the bottom, which it'll be reinforced when I put the other piece that goes right here. So that'll be reinforced. And then, like I said, I'm going to cut this off somewhere up in here. I don't know where yet, but we'll figure that out when we get there. All right, let's keep moving. All right, 2 upper rails are on, mounted securely. All right, I got to do the bottom rail on both sides, and then the spikes in the top rail. All right, I got to go back to Lowe's and get a couple more screws. I didn't get enough of them, but we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, we're back. As you can tell, we've got a bunch done. Top rails are both on. The inside rails, which are here, are on. Bottom rail is on. Now I'm actually putting in the actual rails down. Good tip. Cut you a piece to your pattern, and you can use it for whatever spacing you want. If you want inch spacing, 2 inches, whatever. You can cut it for that and use that. And use that on the bottom, mount them in there, and that gives you to make sure that they're perfectly flat, perfectly level. She's coming along. I hope I'm gonna get this thing done today, but good God. All right, let me get back to work. All right guys, one side is completed from top to bottom. Everything's screwed in. All we got to do now on this side is cut the pole and put the light on it. We just got to do this side now. Whew, I'm tired. Thanks to my buddy. He come over here and bought me a Gatorade. He seen I was struggling. Awesome dude. Appreciate it, Bubs. All right, let's get back to work. All right, top rail's on, bottom rail's on now. All we gotta do is just put the slats in, cut them poles off, put the lights on it. We are done. Ain't gonna be long now, guys. All right, let me get back to work. All right, guys, we got two completed steps. Rails, everything. The only thing I got left to do is cut that pole off, put the solar lights on it, which I got to go get real quick, and we will be call this bad boy done. As you can see, you see my spacer. Now, I bet a bunch of y'all are going, how did he get that to come out even across all the slats? They're not. The first 5 are set in with a 2x4. That very middle one on both sides is about 1/4 of an inch further apart than the rest of them. Gives the illusion of them being completely symmetrical. You can't tell it if you ain't looking for it. All right, the only thing I got left to do is I got to take that bar out right there. I'm gonna get out, clean out from under there. I'm gonna probably put rock all through this right here driveway completely, like to right here is gonna be rock once we do all this underpinning. But I call that a win, man. Like I said, I ain't no carpenter, but for somebody that's never done this work before, I don't think it turned out too bad. All right, I'll come back and show you when we put the lights on it. But that's it. I'll check back with you in a few. All right, guys, welcome back. Last one on this one. It is done. I think those lights look pretty cool on it. Now we'll see how they work. I ain't got them on right now. They're gonna come on. I'll cut them on tomorrow. I got to charge them up because they're all solar. This thing turned out good, considering I don't know what I'm doing. I got one screw left I got to put in. I took the board out from under there, so it's no longer under there. Everything else is done. It's just got to be scrubbed off, or broomed off rather. All right, guys. If I can do this, anybody can. Try it and see. I'm gonna give you a price breakdown at the end of this. That'll be a separate one. I got to get the totals together on it real quick. And figure out how much time I've spent on it. Way more than I should have, but it's a learning experience. So, all right, I'm gonna end it for right now, and then when I get ready to do the total on it, I'll let you know. Be back. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. This is gonna be a closeout video on the step series. Cost breakdown. 3 options. One, I could pay somebody to do it, which was between $800 and $900 to do it. Number 2 was to actually go buy a set from a big box store, which would have run about $609 with tax. Or number 3, build it myself. I spent $418 complete on everything. So you can kind of guess where I went with this. It was a good learning experience. Plus I got 2 more that I'm gonna tackle at some point in time. So I needed the experience. Let me show you what we got on the finished product. All right, that 418 that I spent on there includes everything that you see on that set of steps, lights and everything. All right, y'all guys be good, stay out of trouble. We'll see you next go round. Like, share, subscribe, view the channel, help me grow it. We're growing. I'm getting more and more views. I got several new subscribers, so y'all stay with me, continue to watch it. We're gonna do some good things. All right, y'all be good. I'll see y'all later. Peace.